Well, hello everybody. How are you? Good to be here today, Tuesday, 3rd of February. Apologies for not being here yesterday. Had quite a lot of appointments that we had to attend. One of them was for Jane to get a checkup at a hospital, and everything just ran on, in all honesty. And I couldn't get back in time to do a live, so thought it'd be best just to put it out that I'd give it a miss for yesterday, but be back today, and here I am. Nothing to report as far as the businesses are concerned, but as always, try and bring something to the table. And today is being the 1%. Now, I did a Facebook post, I think it was either yesterday or Sunday, and got a lot of reaction from it. And it was something that I thought, I'm going to have a look at this and research it a little bit more. And it's very interesting on how to be able to become that 1% that are successful, either in business or online. It's very interesting, actually, that the margin between being in the 1% and the rest of the people isn't actually as far away as you might perceive it to be. And obviously, when you've got 8.5 billion people, to be in that 1% is still a very large proportion of the population, isn't it? So the difference of, obviously, people look at earnings of what people are worth, etc., to be in that top 1%. But there's also a hell of a lot more to it than just that. We've all got it within us to make it into that 1%. And it's just about changing things with your life that make the difference. And that's what I'm going to talk to you today about, is how to change your routine, change your habits to become that 1%, which is really what we're all after, isn't it? So becoming part of the top 1% involves consistently implementing high leverage habits that compound over time. Now, I'm going to say that little bit one there. Compounding, whether it is in monetary terms of interest, how you compound your money to make more money, you can also compound your routine and habits to get more out of it as time goes on. This is what we're talking about, making changes now so that you can leverage those changes in the future for your benefit. Rather than relying on massive overnight changes, the core philosophy is to get 1% better every day. Again, I'm going to say that again. It's not about massive overnight changes. It's about core philosophy to get 1% better every day through discipline, consistent routines, focusing on health and personal growth. All of these things aid towards you being sharper, you being more alert, and all the rest of it. It's not just about the work that you put in. Physically, you have to be up for the task as well. That's why you have to invest in your health and well-being as much as you have to invest on learning, researching, reading, etc., and implementing these routines so that they become habits, or even vice versa. It really is an interesting subject, and I recommend to every single one of you to look into it a little bit further, because the difference, like I said, between normal people and that 1% isn't huge. And if you look at it from a monetary point of view, to be in that top 1% here in the UK, you need to be looking at earning £300,000 a year. Now, when you look at the average salary here in the UK is, we'll say, 50 to 80,000 pounds per year on average for a good, decent job. To get to that 300,000, it's not miles away, guys, is it? And that puts you then into that top 1%. Obviously, each country is different as far as that gap is concerned, and you can research that very easily by going to any of the search engines. So here are some of the daily routines to adapt to become that 1%. High performance morning routines. Okay. Number 1, wake up early. Establish an early start to gain an advantage in productivity. If you look at some of the most successful or admired people that we know, a lot of them used to get up early and survive on actually very little sleep. Why? Because they got more productivity out of a day, because guess what? They were awake for longer. Obviously, you need a certain amount of quality good sleep, but the more active you are within that time frame that you are awake, the more you will get out of a day as far as productivity is concerned. Very interesting. Practice deep gratitude. Another one that I never thought would come into having a high performance morning routine. Spending 3 to 5 minutes writing down what you are grateful for to counter stress and set a positive, proactive tone for the day. I'm sure many of us have a morning routine, and I'm sure that many of us have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, whatever it may be, to start the day. Why not sit with that cuppa and just write a few positive things down to get your day off in a positive manner? A very easy thing to do, but again, compounds your day, day in, day out, to be very proactive for that day. Avoid early screen time. Do not check your phone immediately upon waking. This prevents your cortisol levels from spiking, which causes stress and lowers mental capacity. When I was reading this, I was like, wow, I never knew that was something to do with having the right daily routine to work towards being that 1%. All of these things have been researched. All of these things are things that are going to help you to get your day off to a good start in your search to become that 1%. Move the body. Engage in intense, short, or consistent daily exercises to fuel mental performance and energy, whatever it may be. Not necessarily doing it on a daily basis, but certainly doing it regularly on a weekly basis, whether it's walking the dog, whether it is having a quick jog, whether it is doing bicycles on the floor, sit-ups, press-ups, whatever it may be. Bursts of energy really do help your body to feel alive and to get that blood flow going, and helps your performance in energy and fuels the mind. Mental clarity, mindfulness. Meditate or spend time in a quiet reflection to improve focus and reduced anxiety. We've said this many times, haven't we, how important it is to be able to be up here agile and on point, here physically agile and on point, as well as your business being on point as well. All of it comes together to help you be on the journey towards that 1%. Hydrate and nourish. Drink plenty of water immediately when you get up and consume a nutrient-dense, high-protein breakfast. All of these is important to your daily routine. They say, don't they, eat breakfast like a king, lunch like lunch like a something, and meal like a pauper. That means your breakfast should be one of the most important meals of the day, and then as it goes through the day, become less. Deep work and proactive habits. Eat the frog. What does that mean? It means tackle your hardest or most important task first. Rather than putting it off to later on in the day, grab it and tackle that one thing that you are not looking forward to doing in that daily schedule, because it is important to make sure that you are ready to tackle that hardest one first. This ensures high impact work is completed before distractions arise. And they happen, don't they? Phones ring, people pop by, emails come in, texts come in, whatever it may be, that will distract you from that most important task that has to be done for your business in that day. Time management, which is deep work. It means making sure that that time allocation, and we've spoken about this many times, is utilized for the right areas of your business. Protect your time ruthlessly. Use a do not disturb mode within your phones and computers and even on a door, and it eliminates distractions so that you can focus on one thing at a time rather than getting distracted and spreading your time over other things. You can concentrate 100% fully on the task at hand. The Pomodoro technique. What is this? This works in high focus, 25-minute intervals, and that is Pomodoros, followed by short breaks to maintain that mental energy. When you're allocating time, if it's something that needs a lot of concentration, whether you're coding, whether you're writing emails, whether you're producing websites, whatever it may be, if it takes high concentration, allocate your time and say, right, there's 20 minutes on the clock. I'm going to work for 20 minutes, concentrating 100% on what I'm doing. Then I'm going to take a short break of 5-10 minutes and come back to it again for an allotted amount of time. If you try and work through and push through, then that workload becomes even longer because you're actually less productive in your time work management than you would be if you hadn't taken a break. I think it's Belgium now that have across the board gone to a 3-day working week. And that is because it's one of the, it's either Belgium or Denmark or somewhere around there. And that is because they get more productivity out of a worker for 3 days than they do for a 4 or 5 day. From a business point of view, it feels strange, doesn't it? Because you would imagine, you would think that you would get more productivity out of somebody over 5 days than you would do over 3. But actually, it's quite the reverse, because when they go there, they are rested, they've had time with their family or breaks or whatever it may be, and they are set high productivity for those 3 days that they can achieve a lot easier than over 5 days. It's great because it helps shift patterns as far as businesses are concerned, and it means that when people turn up to work, they're good to go and they are giving it their all. Also, batch similar tasks, group similar activities together to maximize the efficiency of that daily workload that you are working on at the time. If there's things that are similar, then you can bring them all together and work on them side by side or one after the other because it's been within the same task. Also, set clear daily goals. Define a 1 to 5 key on goals for that day and focus only on those. This means that you have to be organized. It means that you have to write daily planners. It means that you have to set out prior to your work day what you're going to work on and prioritize those in a 1 to 5 manner so that you get the full and maximum amount of work out of you for that one day. These are all good habits that help you work towards growing to that 1%. Continuous learning and growth is one of the most important things for daily routines to become your 1%. Read daily. Dedicate at least 30 to 60 minutes daily to reading, listening to educational podcasts, or taking courses. Now, we're not saying grab a book. That's not necessarily what this is implying. But certainly researching on Google, using AI and all the rest of it, to read up on things like I do on a daily basis for doing these lives that I do. I read quite a lot to research what I'm talking about. It is food for the brain. It is something that you can exercise. This thing up here, it's a muscle at the end of the day within your body. And the more that you utilize it, guess what? The bigger and better it becomes. So having that part of your daily routine to dedicate 30 to 60 minutes on reading, listening, educating podcasts, or taking courses certainly will help you grow towards that 1%. Journaling. Spend 5 minutes reflecting on your day, identifying areas for improvement and connecting the dots. This is done at the end of the day. When you have finished your workload for your allotted time on what you have set yourself out for, have a little bit of time to reflect back on how successful was that day, and if there's any areas that you can implement to actually make it better. Track small wins. We talked about this many, many times. Measure your progress, and if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. Having goals that are smaller targets rather than the big goal, when you reach them, celebrate it. Okay, it is a win. And needs to be celebrated, not just by you, but by everybody that may be involved to accomplish that small goal. You might just be a team of 1, 2, 5, or even 10. It really doesn't matter. But if you have collectively achieved that small win goal, celebrate it. This is where you get your growth from, because you have measured that tracked that small win over a period of time to be able to achieve it. Daily review. Review your goals and progress every single day, not just when you have time. Again, this is all part of that word again, routine. Put that into your daily routine of reviewing your goals and progresses so that you can then do the next day, because you have already implemented it from the review you made the previous day, how you progressed, and then you can set your goals once again for the following day. Health and lifestyle. Prioritize sleep. Ensure you get enough high quality sleep for recovery. Nutritional focus. This is eating to fuel your body. Avoid unhealthy food choices that slow down your metabolism. Make sure that you know what you are eating. And this is a very easy thing to do. When you go shopping, just read a few labels, or better still, buy fresh produce. Make it yourself. And then guess what? You can know exactly what is going on in your body. Very easy choice to make. Curate your cycle. What does that mean? Very easy. Surrounding yourself with mentors and peers who inspire and challenge you. I've spoken about this many, many times, haven't I? About being the best in the room is not necessarily helping your growth. That is something that is not going to make you better. You need to push yourself, and part of that is surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. You become the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. And read that one more time. You become the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. So whoever these 5 people are that you spend the most time with, you are then going to be the average of those 5 in total. So what does that mean in essence? It means choose the people you hang with much better than you might be at the moment, so that they challenge you, and then this will bring your level of expertise up, and then you become the average of these 5. It really is important to make sure that you are challenging yourself on a daily basis. Nearly finished. Mindset and consistency. Showing up every day is more important than massive sporadic efforts. We see a lot of this. Let's just take our business at the moment. When we see and hear our CEO, and when things are moving quickly, when there's a lot of information, people come out the woodwork. They are there, aren't they? Telling everyone the good news. They want to be in the lights and all the rest of it. That is not part of being the 1%. Showing up every day is more important than that massive sporadic effort. Why? Because it shows your consistency. It shows who you are. It shows that you are a reliable person because you are here on a regular basis. And this is what will, at the end of the day, put you into that 1%. And this is where all of these habits and routines that we're talking about now help and aid you on your journey to that 1%. Habit stacking is another thing. Link new habits to existing ones. E.g., after I brush my teeth, I will journal for 5 minutes. I'm sure we all do the same thing. You're brushing your teeth, and what are you doing when you're brushing your teeth? You're thinking about something, aren't you? Whatever it may be. And this is where having the ability to be able to then make sure you implement those things really separates the men from the boys. If people go running or jogging or walking, I walk the dog every day. Most of us have got an animal that we do walk with as well. A lot of my thinking is done when I'm walking, and I mentally jot it down to then implement it when I get back. A lot of my lives, I'm thinking about when I'm walking, about the subject matter of what it's going to be. All of these things are, guess what? Good habits to have, and they will aid you on towards your 1% journey. Improvement by subtraction. Remove distractions. Not only distractions, bad habits, unnecessary complexity from your life, rather than just adding more tasks. Get rid of things that are not going to be beneficial to you for your success. If it's distracting you, if it's getting in your way of your success journey, why are you spending lip service and attention to it? If it has nothing to do with your journey towards your success, why are you worried about it? It is not going to aid you. It's not going to help you. So make sure that you cut it out and remove that distraction. And there's also a never twice rule as far as your mindset and consistency is concerned. If you miss a day, never miss 2 days in a row. It's okay to miss 1 day. However you've set out your table, it's okay. But to miss it twice as part of what your routine should be, that is a big no-no. So miss one for whatever reason, things happen, it's natural. But missing twice, that is breaking the habit. That is breaking the routine. And this is something you need to be very, very mindful of. So let's go through the checklist of what we've talked about. Wake up early, no phone. Okay? Number one. How many of you are going to do that in the morning? wake up first and not look at your phone. It'll be interesting. And when we come back on tomorrow, I'll ask the question, actually, how many of you looked at your phone as soon as you woke up? 3 to 5 minutes gratitude and meditation. Exercise 20 to 60 minutes a day if you can, whether that's walking, whether that's going to the gym, doing home exercises, whatever it may be. Read and learn for 30 plus minutes on a daily basis, whether that's it on a laptop, searching stuff on Google, listening to podcasts, reading books. Eat the frog. Okay, that is your deep work ethics of tackling the hardest job first without any distractions, rather than putting it off until later. Writing your journal, which is reviewing and planning your day, how it went, and also changing things for your next day. And the last one then is networking and connecting, which is building relationships with other like-minded people who will make you be a better person and make you strive to come up to their level. All of these things are part of your journey to become that 1%. And we're all after that, really. We're all after making ourselves a better person. These things that I've talked to you today about help you become that 1%. You don't necessarily have to do every single one of them straight off tomorrow, but start working through the list. If you want to know how and where that list came from, just put it into Google, daily routines to become the 1%. Okay, put that into Google and the AI will come up with all of these suggestions that I've come up for now. Okay, these will aid you not only for you physically, mentally, to become a better person, but certainly they will help you to compound your business to become more successful. Anyway, guys, that's it from me for today. Thoroughly enjoyed doing this topic today. Really glad I researched it. And I shall be back around tomorrow for something else to bring to the table. That's it from me. Bye for now.